Charged a graffiti vandal in Norman, another Trump cabinet member leaves, and warm weather is hopefully here to stay. This is OU Nightly. For joining us for OU Nightly, I'm James Myers.
And I'm Baylee Bates. We begin tonight with a new development in the case of racist graffiti found in 3 Norman locations last week.
Allison C. Johnson has been formally charged with 1 felony count of malicious injury to property, 3 misdemeanor counts of malicious injury to property, and 1 misdemeanor count of malicious intimidation or harassment. The charges came after she turned herself in to Norman police last Thursday. Police say she told them her intention was to scare Jewish people and people of different races.
And OU Nightly's Leah Hill spoke with Mayor-elect Brea Clark to see how Norman is planning to fight back.
Following the string of vandalism, Mayor-elect Brea Clark and other Norman council members chose to strike back with love.
And what they did to that sculpture at the Firehouse Arts Center is just, it's disgusting. And so several council members said, well, let's do a rally tonight, 6 p.m. It was just a wonderful opportunity for our community to come together and very much rally, and that's what we did.
But the actions against racism and anti-Semitism won't stop there. Clark wants to start a Citizen Ally education program.
What if we had a Citizen Ally, where we provided some programming on here's what racism looks like, here's how you speak up, here's how you be an active bystander. Here are resources in our community, so if you see someone who needs help, you can get them the help that they need.
Other way Clark and council members plan to strike back is by looking at strengthening ordinances against hate crimes.
I firmly believe everything happens for a reason, and this is just a sign that we need to do better.
Clark says we all must educate, take control of the situation, and follow through with the plans. Leah Hill, OU Nightly.
Cleanup from the vandalism is still underway at the Firehouse Arts Center and is expected to be complete by the end of the week.
And the OU Board of Regents will hold a special closed meeting tomorrow. The group will discuss the findings in an ongoing investigation of misconduct against David Boren. The former OU president is being accused of sexual harassment against male office aides. Boren's attorney says he denies all accusations.
And Baylee, with the crummy weather we've had this weekend, it's really nice to have this beautiful weather today.
That is sure right, James. But Nash Rhodes is here to tell us what also comes with good weather.
That's right, guys. It's a beautiful day here in Norman right now. It's really, become a great day as the clouds have left us and we have mostly clear skies. The sun's heated us up right now to roughly 80 degrees as well. And we could make a run at 80s later this week, but all this great weather comes at a cost. I don't know if you're like me, but maybe you had watery eyes or a runny nose this weekend as allergies are in bloom. As you can see here on this allergy index, trees are very high in pollen right now, and we do have medium levels with grass as well. So that's something to consider, and that's going to stay this way for the next several days. Also, coming up, I'll let you know just how long these warm temperatures are going to last, as well as a very windy Wednesday ahead as a very strong cold front is aimed to take aim at Norman. I'll let you know all that coming right up. Guys, back to you two at the desk.
Thank you, Nash. And another member of President Trump's cabinet exits after clashing with the president on policy. Karen Kafa is in Washington with the latest reaction.
I will continue to support all efforts to address the humanitarian and security crisis on the border. And other than that, I'm on my way to keep doing what I can for the next few days.
Kirstjen Nielsen's tumultuous tenure as Homeland Security Secretary coming to a close as President Trump calls for tougher action at the U.S. southern border with Mexico amid a surge in border crossings. Despite reports she was on thin ice with the president, Nielsen was at the border with him late last week. She described her department as being in disaster response and called on Congress to act.
We don't have to solve other parts of immigration that also need to be solved, but right now we have an emergency on our hands. We need to treat it as such.
Nielsen came to the Trump administration as John Kelly's chief of staff when he served as Homeland Security Secretary. She was nominated to the cabinet post in October 2017 and would become a very public face of the administration's controversial zero-tolerance policy at the border, separation of migrant children from detained parents. Upon news of her resignation, Democrats slammed Nielsen's tenure.
She defended it as if it was policy that made sense and then denied that they did it in the first place. And now they can't even find the parents to reunite with these children. It's quite pathetic.
Sunday evening, President Trump announced via Twitter that Kevin McAleenan, currently U.S. Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, will take the role of acting Homeland Security Secretary. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Nielsen told reporters outside her home today that she will be working for a few more days on the transition with her replacement.
And another high-profile departure in the Trump administration. Marisa Nuzzo joins us in the News Center. Marisa?
Thanks, Baylee. President Trump is reportedly firing U.S. Secret Service Director Randolph Alice. Alice reports directly to the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kirstjen Nielsen, who just resigned yesterday. Several administration officials have said that Alice is still in his position as of now, but he has been asked to leave. One official said that more firings are to be expected, and some Washington insiders say that the shakeup is a result of Stephen Miller's new role in leading border policies. The administration is designating Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a foreign terrorist organization. This is the first time that the United States has ever given that title to another part of a government. Iran is reciprocating by officially designating U.S. military as a terrorist group. This is another element of the building tension between these two nations. The United States terror designation for Iran's Revolutionary Guard officially starts on April 15th. And Davina and Bruce Isaacson and actress Felicity Huffman will plead guilty for their roles in the massive college admissions cheating scam. The Isaacsons are accused of paying a college admissions consultant $600,000 to get their daughter into UCLA and another into USC. Huffman is accused of paying $15,000 to a fake charity to facilitate cheating on the SATs for her daughter. All three of them have expressed their apologies and are willing to take full responsibility for their actions. Baylee, back to you.
Well, thank you very much, Marisa. A multi-billion-dollar company is taking their stock public this week. Coming up, Money Matters will tell you more.
Plus, medical marijuana was legalized last year, and in a moment, we'll tell you the impact it has had in the state. Welcome back to OU Nightly. Now, while you can purchase tobacco products at 18 in Oklahoma, young adults have to now wait until they are legal to drink in Washington state to buy tobacco. Madisyn Daddario is here with the details of the new law.
The state of Washington is raising the minimum age to buy tobacco products. Governor Jay Inslee passed a bill into law last week, making the legal age for tobacco use 21. Surrounded by students, legislators, and health advocates, Governor Jay Inslee says passing the law will help prevent young people from being addicted to nicotine. Inslee hopes the new law will stop the trend of underage tobacco use as popularity in e-cigarettes and vapes continues to rise among young adults and minors. The law will be put into effect January 1st, 2020. Another major social media site has filed for an IPO. Pinterest is planning on going public in the New York Stock Exchange with an estimated value of $12 billion. With more than 250 million monthly users, the company is expecting to sell 86.3 million shares as a part of their initial public offering. Pinterest plans to sell stocks for between $15 and $17. However, even with last year's posted increased sales number of $700 million, Pinterest has never reported a profit. Expect more, pay less has been Target's motto for shoppers for years, but now employees can expect more too. The store announced a raise in minimum wage from $12 to $13 starting in June. With over 1,800 stores in U.S., 300,000 in-store employees should be expecting this pay raise come June. The retailer is expecting to hit the $15 minimum wage mark by 2020. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Madisyn. And over 52,000 medical marijuana applications have poured in since State Question 788 passed in Oklahoma. OU Nightly's Zach Verdea shares more insight on the issue.
Medical marijuana is starting to boom in the state, bringing in $7.5 million in revenue in 2018. And businesses around Oklahoma are noticing the difference.
It's growing, the patient numbers are growing, there's a lot of clinics around town where people can get their cards, and the number of dispensaries are growing, and the number of flower and pounds of marijuana that are out there is growing as well.
That has places like CBD Plus trying to stand out from the rest.
We currently are really the only company that is focused on how to manipulate and interact with your endocannabinoid system to get you optimal medical results.
And patients are already noticing a difference.
Being a former football player and stuff, I've had multiple diagnosed concussions, let alone the ones that weren't diagnosed. Also hamstring issues that is connected to your lower back and can cause back problems. So being able to get something that actually helps very quickly has been helpful.
Some are shocked how quick it all happened.
I am surprised that it passed because of how conservative we are, but more than that, I'm surprised at how fast the process went through.
Others, not so much.
But as far as like it being a red state, the law is a law, and nobody's given us really hard times about it.
While dispensaries try to keep up with the estimated 4,000 applications that flood in every week, CBD Plus has expanded to 44 locations across the state, including this one and 3 others in Norman. Zach Verdea, OU Nightly.
According to the Associated Press, chronic pain has been the top reason listed for medical marijuana applications.
And are you curious about bike laws in Oklahoma and if they match automobile laws? Well, an upcoming class in Norman just might be what you're looking for.
And Nash is here to tell us if this nice weather is sticking around.
That's right, guys. We got a string of nice warm temperatures in the 80s, but something could come right around the corner. I'll let you know where and when up next. Welcome back to OU Nightly on what's really turned out to be a lovely day across the mid-state. As you can see here, a live look at Oklahoma City. Not a cloud in the sky, and temperatures right now right at 80 degrees. As you can see here, 79 with winds at about 10 miles per hour. And actually, look at that. We just updated to 80 degrees in Oklahoma City, 80 here in Norman, and Lawton getting up to 84 degrees. So really across the state sitting at 8 in the 80s, and tonight's going to be no exception with the great weather. We will be in the mid to lower 50s, some mild weather, at least for this time of year. We're about 5 to 10 degrees above average. And tomorrow and the next day, we're going to continue this warming trend. As you can see here on Tuesday, we will be in the lower 80s and continue to climb up to almost 90 degrees on Wednesday. But notice those winds down here at 35 miles per hour. I'm going to tell you just why we get those winds. As you can see to the north of us, we have a low pressure system on Wednesday that sets up shop right here in central and north central Kansas. It's going to create a very strong cold front. And as this pushes through on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we're going to have some very strong winds here in central Oklahoma as well as a fire risk. So we'll keep you updated with that as that gets closer. But when I say winds, I mean it. As you can see here, our max wind speeds over the next several days, we're going to slowly climb up into 35 mile per hour winds on Wednesday and stick into the 30s on Thursday, and then back down into 20 miles per hour on Friday. So once again, it's going to be a very bad hair day for this entire upcoming week. Now, in terms of the warm temperatures, we're going to keep them for Tuesday and Wednesday before that cold front does come through and knock us back down into the 60s. And we're really going to hover around the 60s and 50s throughout the remainder of this week. And guys, look at that on Saturday. I've got a 70% chance of rain or even snow. So something to keep out for if you're planning on doing big event or maybe going to the spring game.
Absolutely. Thank you, Nash. And did you know it is a felony to throw or drop any substance on a moving vehicle or bicycle?
Norman police are offering a free adult bike class safety school to learn more about bike laws and regulations. The class will be held on April 20th at Irving Middle School.
Participants must register beforehand by visiting normanpd.normanok.gov. OU requires bike riders register their cycle with the university in the case of theft and abandonment. And Sooner athletes were busy this weekend.
Stick around, sports is next.
Welcome back. I'm Dylan Rivera, and it's time for sports. The Final Four teams hit the court in Minneapolis on Saturday with a couple of thrilling finishes. Tevis Hillis joins us to break down the matchups. Tevis?
Today is the last Monday of college basketball season, and two teams with no consistent history of making it to the national stage are up for the trophy. The first to advance to the title game was Virginia, and it came down to the wire. Trailing Auburn, the score was 62-60 with 5.4 seconds left. Virginia guard Ty Jerome dribbled the ball off his foot, picked up the ball with both hands, and dribbled again. That was a double dribble, which should have given back the ball to Auburn, but there was no call. Now 1.5 seconds, Virginia inbounded the ball to Kyle Guy, being fouled by an Auburn defender. Replays show it was a clear foul. With an 82% free throw shooter, he had luck and numbers on his side, making all three.
These are moments that, every basketball player has dreamed of, hitting a game-winning shot or free throws or whatever. I kind of had that feeling in your stomach, like a good nervousness, like, all right, this is my chance. And, to be able to go to the national championship off of that for these guys and Coach Bennett, I really don't have the words.
Virginia will be going up against Texas Tech, who have never won a national title in men's basketball and only won in any sport. They knocked off Michigan State, and head coach Beard thinks his team belongs.
History is something you respect and study, but when you're in athletics and you're in competition, it's the team at hand. So, why not us? We got good players. We got a great university. We play in arguably the best league in the country. We won the Big 12 regular season title. We're a good team. We got good players. So, I think we deserve to be here.
And tonight at 8:20 in Minneapolis, the National will be watching to see which team makes history. These two defensive-minded clubs will most likely be putting up low numbers, and don't expect either team to score more than 60 points. Which team will take home the title? This sure is going to end some madness.
Thanks, Tevis. The women's gymnastics team put up an impressive 198.475 at the Athens Regional, setting the record for the highest road score in NCAA history. The win makes it 10 straight regional championships for the Sooners. OU competes in the second leg of the semifinals on April 19th in Fort Worth, Texas. The OU men's gymnastics team narrowly edged out the number 2 Stanford Cardinal to win their 8th consecutive MPSF conference title. Yul Moldauer, Levi Anderson, and sophomore Gage Dyer all claimed individual conference titles to help propel the Sooners to a win. The team travels to Champaign, Illinois on April 19th and 20th to compete for its 5th straight national championship. So obviously it was a busy weekend in OU athletics, and we haven't even talked about the spring game yet. Josh Callaway and the Sooner Sports Pad team will have more on that tonight. Right, Josh?
Dylan, if you want to know what to expect in Saturday's spring game, be sure to join us for tonight's show. Middle linebacker Kenneth Murray and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb will join us in studio to preview Saturday's big event. Plus, we'll take a deep dive into the gymnastics teams as they prepare for more possible national titles. And, of course, watch out for our viral videos. We're live on Fox Sports Oklahoma tonight at 7:30. If you miss us, you can catch the replay right here on OU TV tomorrow at 5, right after the newscast. Guys?
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, sports.
So coming up, it looks a little bit like Terror in Paradise.
Florida researchers found a record-setting reptile in the Florida Everglades. More on this monster after the break.
I'm Taylor Wynn at the OU Nightly Update Desk. After the Wynn advancing Tech to the NCAA final, Lubbock's celebration turned into a riot Saturday night. Students took to the streets flipping over cars and burning lime scooters. Police finally broke up the riot using tear gas to disperse the crowd. City officials condemned the students' actions, and Texas Tech has canceled classes Monday and Tuesday of this week. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Taylor. Scientists caught a record-breaking reptile in Florida.
The state hosts many dangerous animals, but this one, it takes the cake for me. This female python in the Florida Everglades was more than 17 feet long, 140 pounds, and had 73 developing eggs.
The Burmese python is one of the largest snakes in the world, but even by python standards, this one was colossal. Most pythons found in the Everglades are between 6 and 10 feet long.
And Nash, I'm not going to lie to you. My nose has been running. What's going on with the allergies
Mine too,
here?
especially this weekend. And this is just a quick reminder for everybody right now. The allergy index is through the roof with trees. We do have a very high pollen index, as well a medium index with grass. Also, a quick review of the 7-day forecast. We're going to rise into the 80s on Wednesday before that cold front comes through and knocks us down into the 60s. So enjoy this good weather while it lasts, guys.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Nash. And thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night, live at 4:30. Have a great evening.
Good night.